You could be praying for something for so long and God will be like, I got you, but it's going to be on my terms and not yours. Recently, I know that the body of Christ has been in Ecclesiastes, and today I find myself in there, and I'm just going to read a little bit of chapter 3. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's like redundant a little bit, but it says, for everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away. I'm going to go down to verse 9 to 11. It says, what do people really get for all their hard work? I have seen the burden God has placed on us all. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. We don't know the whole scope from beginning to end. We don't know. And that is the whole point of this walk, is to have faith in God, to know that He protects you, He defends you, He goes before you, He knows your plans, He has set your path. So recently I have been in a season of just being somewhere where I really did not want to be at all. And I was praying to God and I said, God, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? And every time I would ask him, he'd be like, I want you to stay right where you are because you have not learned what I need you to learn here. So I'm not going to bring you out until what you need to learn has been learned. So I completely gave up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be content in this season because obviously I haven't got it yet. I don't know what it is that God, you're trying to teach me. It could be so many different things, but I know I'm going to be here until I learn it. And it could feel like forever, right? It could feel like forever, but let me tell y'all how quick God moves. So last weekend, I found myself doing a lot of reflecting with the Lord, and I completely came to the end of myself where I was like, Lord, I surrender. Like, I'm getting too convicted about certain things just because I want to please my flesh in the moment. But I know that this is wrong and I'm tired and I fully surrender. And I did that Monday. Then Tuesday, next day, I get a text message, which was these verses in Ecclesiastes that I just read you guys. And then under it says, I believe that the Lord wants to tell you that you are in a season of trusting him and that he's going to teach you something, right? And I'm pondering on this text message that I got the next day. So Wednesday, I'm pondering on it, right? And I'm like, but why does that seem so specific? Like, why does it seem like there's something that he's going to teach me, right? When I feel like God's been teaching me so much, so fast. So that next day I text back and I'm like, hey, like when you heard this from the Lord, was this like something specific or was this like just in general? Within 10 minutes of me sending that text, God said, that's it. And he removed me from that situation I did not want to be in. It happened in real life, in real time before my eyes. And all I could think was, you just answered my question before my eyes, like within 10 minutes. This did not happen the way that I expected at all because I was just like, whoa. And then I'm like, wow, like I learned what I needed to learn. And he said, yes, like I literally heard God say, that's it, like mission complete. And then I think back to the message and I'm like, okay, so now I need to trust you in this because you took me this far. What I learned, I needed to learn and you took me out. And now I need to just trust you with whatever is coming next. All of that time of me praying to God and begging God, God, take me out of this situation. I don't want to be here. I want to do something else. I want to be walking in my calling, doing what you have called me to do. I don't belong here. I can't do this. This is not for me. All of that, all for so long since I got there, since as soon as I stepped foot in that season of my life, I knew that this is not this is not where I want to be, but God, like, I was just begging God, like, take me out. Please take me out. As soon as I learned what he wanted me to learn, he immediately took me out. Like, I was so not even in shock, but like, wow, like that's how quick you move. Like he be waiting on us and we be thinking we be waiting on him and he be waiting on us. In one of my previous videos, I said I knew I was in a transition season, and in transition, God prepares you. So while you think you're waiting, you're actually being prepared for what is to come. And God is waiting on you to learn certain things. Do not despise the preparation, because that is God's grace upon you, that he loves you so much that he wants to prepare you, that he wants you to learn certain things before he could take you out. He is waiting on us. And I mean, I read this verse on another video too. See, everything is aligning, but I'm going to bring it up real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2. Remember how the Lord your God led you through the wilderness for these 40 years, humbling you and testing you to prove your character, to find out whether or not you would obey his commands.